Hey everyone, and welcome to our deep dive in the world of cloud monitoring. We're starting our cloud monitoring playlist. You can check out the links in the description below. And today we're going to talk about ways to effectively manage your cloud infrastructure, essential for both small businesses and large enterprises. Now, by the end of this tutorial, you'll understand what cloud monitoring is, why it is indispensable, and how it can dramatically reduce downtime and optimize performance across your operations. Let's get started. So cloud monitoring is essentially the process of reviewing and managing the operational workflow and processes within a cloud-based IT infrastructure. So you can think of it as a high-tech equivalent of a security system for your cloud environment, which is constantly ensuring that everything is running smoothly. Now, when we talk about the key metrics, then some of the crucial metrics we monitor include things like CPU usage, memory consumption, network traffic, and application performance. And monitoring these metrics basically helps us gauge the health of our systems in real time. So you can consider the role of a conductor in an orchestra. If you've been to like a musical, I go to musicals a lot here in London. So there's like a conductor guy who does this. And each musician basically represents a cloud resource that must perform optimally. Now the conductor, like our monitoring tools, is ensuring that each section works in harmony and addresses the discord immediately. And the benefits, why do we care? Because effective cloud monitoring helps preempt the potential problems that you may have in the future if you don't know what your system is like and how it's behaving. It optimizes costs as well, as we'll see in the further of this playlist, by efficient resource usage, and also ensures compliance with standards like like GDPR in Europe or HIPAA in the United States for handling sensitive data. So that's just like a brief overview with a real world analogy. But it all comes with some challenges as well. So the number one challenge being, because I've been to like a lot of KubeCons, a lot of conferences, the number one challenge that I see people face is complexity. So with the growth of your cloud infrastructure, monitoring becomes complex as it spans like multiple platforms and services. And managing these effectively is akin to coordinating like let's say growing cities infrastructure, both complex and critical. And you can also imagine like a room where everyone is talking at once. Imagine that. That's what handling the data, the massive flow of data in cloud monitoring is like. Now, what is the key challenge here? The key challenge here is extracting actionable insights from this vast amount of data without getting overwhelmed. Another popular one that I see, and you probably know this one, security and compliance, because we're talking about data. So ensuring data integrity and compliance involves, various strategies, as it's crucial to maintain data privacy and meet the local requirements. So it's basically like a tight rope walk that requires precision and attention to detail. With data, there may also be some integration issues. So integrating various monitoring tools with existing systems can be quite a challenge, especially if you're using, let's say, very old systems, and it requires a detailed understanding of both the new and the old systems, much like you can see fitting together like a jigsaw puzzle, right? And you may have different needs, so you have to have an understanding of what is new in the market and what you are working with. The challenges are, beyond that, but these are some of the popular ones. Now, let's talk about some of the core concepts. First thing I want to talk about is metrics and alerts. So think of metrics as dashboard indicators in your car if you drive a car. I can't drive, but I'm working on getting my license, so that's that. So alerting you, in Big Bang Theory, you see check engine light. Sheldon is like, check engine light is on. So other things like low engine or high engine temperature, low oil or high engine temperature, and things like that. So alerts are, in monitoring, automatic notifications that are triggered when these metrics reach a certain critical point. That's like for example, like the car's critical like warning lights. So like check engine, low fuel, overheating, all those things. So that's one. The other thing that I want to talk about is logs and trace data. So logs are like a detailed diary of what happens within your cloud environment. It documents every action and every event. Tracing data helps us track the path of a transaction or a process. Okay, so like from, if you order something online, you have a tracking delivery code so that you can track the delivery package from start to finish. So if something happens, like, okay, this thing happened in my infrastructure, let's say this resource was deleted. So it will show you an entire history. That resource was created, these changes were made, this was edited, this person edited, and then this was deleted by this person at this time. Everything you can see in the trace. The next one, which I also want to talk about, very crucial, automation in monitoring. So automation in cloud monitoring, it's like you can think of it as having a self-driving car that adjusts its operations based on like the traffic conditions and road signs, enhancing efficiency and reducing the need for manual intervention. And also you have to follow some of the best practices, So it's crucial to define clear metrics. That's one. Establish proper alert thresholds so that it alerts you when that thresholds are met. And also it's not a one-time thing. You have to conduct regular reviews to ensure everything aligns with your operational goals. So it's not like a one-off thing. Okay, you have to continuously monitor. Those are just some of the best practices, and that we'll obviously talk about later in this video. Now, talking about some real world examples, consider, let's say, an online retailer during a holiday shopping season, or when I was in high school, then when the mark sheet was released and everyone was logging online to check their mark sheet, the site used to like slow down and everything. So cloud monitoring basically helps manage these sudden spikes in website traffic and transactions. So it ensures that the website remains fast and responsive. So much like how a mall manages large crowds during a sale, if you've ever been out during Diwali or something like that for shopping. But yeah, also another real world case can be like in hospitals and healthcare. So hospitals also use cloud monitoring to ensure that critical systems like those for accessing the patient records and operating life-saving equipments are all functional and efficient. Also in the manufacturing sector, cloud monitoring is used to oversee production lines remotely, ensuring that the equipment operates correctly and promptly addressing any issues. Similarly to like monitoring, like let's say you have home security cameras, so you're monitoring that from your smartphone. It's also sort of like a, monitoring practice. Cool. So that's about it. But I want to show you something more in detail as well. So I'm going to share my screen and tell you a little bit more about Site 24x7. I'm going to zoom it a little bit. So this is the cloud monitoring tool that they offer. So they have a comprehensive suite of tools that serve as your cloud environment's command center. Basically, it provides a holistic view of your infrastructure's performance, helping you detect and resolve issues more swiftly. And the key features involved, like AI-powered alerts that predict issues before they affect your systems, and automated root cause analysis as well to save you time during troubleshooting, and also seamless integration capabilities with your existing services. And I would just say that using Site 24x7, why we are trying it out in this course as well, is that it can significantly reduce your system downtime and optimize resource allocation and enhance customer satisfaction by ensuring a smooth operation across various cloud services. And I always prefer to approach like use a multi-cloud approach, so they have like some resources for that as well. We're obviously going to look at a demo, and let's see that and see it in action. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. This is the overview. As you can see, these things are down, some are critical alerts, and this is what the dashboard looks like. I'm going to go over to cloud, and you can see there are my major, like there's some cloud providers over here. You can enable these integrations, but you can also check out the help assistant. Basically, you can search for like some categories and you can get information about that. And you can also check out cloud spend. We'll talk more about this when we do the FinOps video. And here you can check out basically an all account summary, active monitors that it has, and yeah, you can just click on it and it'll give you like a service view. So these are my buckets, for example, and all of these are up, no real problems over here or over here. And this is essentially what I'm talking about. You can also disable these integrations, but you can check out like there are a number of objects. It gives you like a last time it was polled. You can sort it accordingly, and I can click on this one for example, and here I can basically see the uptime monitoring, and I can enable it and do all sorts of things with it. Okay, and here are some folders if you want to set it up. But as you can see, something I want to mention here is that it's giving you a lot of customization, right? And that's what it's all about, having control over that data. Other than that, you can see a log archive. So what I mentioned previously, you can see the logs and all the things that that happened. Here you can see the regions and the guidance report and all these things. You can check out outages as well. Right now, let's say there is no data, but I can click on yeah, right now it has no data, but you can export it as well once it becomes available. And there's the guidance report, like some high security risks. So it's saying that these are some of the high security risks and this is something you need to fix, right? It's also giving you like the policy name and the username and all sorts of things. Cool. Right? And I want to show you some other things. What else did I want to show you? So yeah, there you can see the events timeline as well. You can zoom in, you can zoom out, and yeah, you can basically check out the logs as well. This is what I also wanted to mention. So here you can filter the logs accordingly. You can check out based on time spent, timestamp, what happened. So you can see a lot of functionalities and a lot of ways by which you can play with your data and do a lot of things. So you can see other cloud providers over here. You can manage, you have Kubernetes over here as well for your clusters. So here I have memory usage for my cluster, all the latest events as you can see over here. You can view more if you want, last 24 hours, and you can also have a log type, right? For your clusters, as you can see over here, it also has Docker, so your top containers, state of the containers, all sorts of things. And yeah, quite a lot of things. Here are all your Kubernetes objects, your control plane, your pod, and the events you can check out over here, log type, job events, space to add more conditions, and your services. You can check it out over here. Let's say Kubernetes, right? No outages as of now, 100% availability. With the performance, you can check out nodes, for example. So total CPU utilization, usage, I can obviously expand it a bit as well. CPU limits, memory usage, my pods, my containers, my deployments, as you can see over here. So that's what I'm talking about. You can customize it accordingly, and just view, as you can see over here as well. And yeah, it's just pretty cool. Heartbeat monitoring, cron monitoring, PostgreSQL, data store. This is the server monitoring. We'll talk more about it later. But that's what I want to talk about. Persistent volumes, you can check it out over here. And yeah, just a lot of customization for your Kubernetes clusters, monitoring, and also like, your cloud providers. So VMware's here as well, ESXi monitoring. One is down. You can check it out, what's wrong, and it's going to give you information around that. See? Cool. You can check out CPU, memory, processes, and all sorts of things. Okay, so we'll talk more about it as we move forward in the video. I want to give you like an introduction and just play around with the tool a little bit. Obviously, you can check out the links in the description below and play around with yourself and explore various components. Obviously, we can't go through everything because that's not ideal, but I'm going to follow an approach where we pick a problem and we're trying to elaborate more on that. So a bit of recap. Today, we explored the essentials of cloud monitoring, challenges involved, and the strategic approaches to manage these challenges effectively. And we also looked at Site 24x7, played around with the dashboard a little bit. If you found this tutorial helpful and you want me to cover something specific in the next ones, please let me know in the comment section below. Also, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to check out Site 24x7 through the link that is provided to you below for information on their cloud monitoring solutions. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'm looking forward to seeing your comments and the future videos as well. And I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.